In this video, I'm going to show you how to apply Gaussian blur in Photoshop quickly, cleanly, and non-destructively so you can soften backgrounds, create depth, or smooth out details without permanently damaging your image. This is one of those essential Photoshop effects that every beginner and creator should know because it gives you a lot of control and a professional finish. If you find this tutorial helpful, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more Photoshop tips and step-by-step editing guides. Let's jump right in. First, open your image file in Photoshop. Once your file is loaded, go over to the Layers panel. If your image is sitting on a normal background layer, right-click it and choose Convert to Smart Object. This is a very important step because it keeps your workflow non-destructive. Instead of permanently changing the pixels, Photoshop will apply the blur as a smart filter, which means you can edit it later, reduce it, or turn it off whenever you want. Now that your layer is converted, go up to the top menu bar and click Filter, then Blur, and then Gaussian Blur. As soon as you click it, a Gaussian Blur window will pop up over your canvas. This panel is where all the magic happens, and it gives you full control over how strong the blur will be. Before you start adjusting anything, make sure the preview box is checked. That way you can see your changes live on the image while you move the slider. This helps you judge the effect properly instead of guessing. Now look for the radius slider at the bottom of the window. The radius is what controls the strength of the blur. Lower values, usually around 1 to 5 pixels, are great for subtle softening, light noise reduction, or gently smoothing fine details. Medium values, around 10 to 30 pixels, are useful when you want to soften a background, separate a subject from the environment, or create a nice depth of field look. Higher values, around 50 pixels and above, will create a very heavy blur that can turn the layer into a soft, dreamy wash of color. As you drag the slider, watch the preview carefully and stop when the image looks the way you want. There is no single perfect number because it depends on your image and your creative goal. A portrait, a landscape, and a graphic design piece will all need different blur settings. Once you are happy with the result, click OK to apply it. If you use the smart object, you'll notice that the blur appears as a smart filter underneath your layer in the Layers panel. That means you still have flexibility, and you can always double-click the filter later to change the radius again. This is one of the biggest advantages of using smart objects instead of applying blur directly to the image. Now let's go one step further and talk about masking the blur, because this is where you can make your edit look really polished. If you want the blur in one area but not another, you can remove it from specific parts of the image. In the Layers panel, look for the white Smart Filters mask thumbnail that appears underneath your image layer. Click that mask to select it. Then choose the brush tool by pressing B on your keyboard. Set your foreground color to black because black hides the blur on the mask. Now, paint over the areas where you want to bring back sharp detail. For example, if you blurred a background but want the subject's face to stay crisp, you can paint over the face to restore clarity there. If you make a mistake, just switch your brush color to white and paint the blur back in. This gives you full control and makes your editing much more precise. A good tip is to use a soft brush with a lower opacity if you want gradual transitions. That can help the blur blend naturally instead of looking harsh or cut out. Take your time, zoom in if needed, and refine the mask until everything looks seamless. So that's how to apply Gaussian blur in Photoshop using a smart, non-destructive workflow. You've learned how to convert your layer to a smart object, open the Gaussian blur filter, adjust the radius strength, and optionally mask the blur for more control. Once you get comfortable with this process, you can use it for portraits, product photos, background softening, creative effects, and much more. If this tutorial helped you, please hit the like button, subscribe for more Photoshop tutorials, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next editing guide. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.